Senior League, Baseball League, and they showed why their nickname is the Rippers. They had a good first ball game. Even though they lost, they wound up with 12 hits, actually out-hit Sheboygan 12-11, but didn't get as many runs as they lost at 12-9. Tonight's starting pitchers in Game 2 will be Brad Reinflesch. You see him warming up for Sheboygan. Julio Medina will be starting for Chicago. The starting lineup for Jake Mills' Chicago team will find Mike Bowling in center field. Greg Ludwig is in right. He played left field in the first ball game, made a couple of nice plays out there. Mike Kuda is at second base. Dave Arnold had 2 home runs in that first game, is at first again, batting fourth. Joe Farrell is at third base, batting fifth. Julio Medina, the pitcher, is hitting sixth. Darius Lugo, who came in late in that first game, is going to be catching. Batting eighth, Royce Krieger out in left, and Mike Martin moves from catcher in Game 1 to shortstop in Game 2. Defensively for Sheboygan, they have Stelt at first, Christ at second, Neese at third, and Palmquist at short. The outfield from left to right is Gussie Walker and Zach Riesen.
Stelt played just a few innings at first base. He got a few at-bats. He's back in the cleanup spot here for Game 2 of the doubleheader.
Bowling showed off an outstanding arm in that first game, threw a runner out at the plate, and has hit the ball pretty hard. Hits it hard there, but right to the right fielder, Zach Riesen, who makes the catch. And that brings up Greg Ludwig. Ludwig in the first game was 1 for 4. Hit a screamer in the ninth with a runner on first base right to Hunter Stager, who had come in for Harry Stelt to play first last couple innings of the game. He caught it and had an easy step on first base for a double play, but Ludwig hit the ball very hard.
It was one of the best double plays you'll find. Just a heads up right at him. Runner's already going to second.
Stager didn't even have to do anything. Just the ball hit his glove.
And then go 2 steps over to the base, and that's all you need.
Yep, that was very good in the end of, we needed something like that.
Absolutely, because it was starting to get a little out of control. Still a 3-run game at the time. Big swing and a miss to make it a 1-2 count.
McConnell was not pitching very well at that point, but caught a break. And you need that. I mean, that's part of baseball.
Brad Reinflesch, obviously the huge game against Schwaben, 5-inning no-hitter, where the A's won 23-0 to claim the Play Ball Tournament championship. He threw a 5-inning no-hitter, struck out 12 of the 15 batters he faced.
Had a chance to talk with Eric Schmitz after the game, and he was saying he was impressed by the Chicago hitters. Reinflesch's pitch rides in high. It's 2-2. There is 1 out. We're in the top of the first inning, Game 2 of our doubleheader. These 2 teams will pair up again tomorrow with a 1 o'clock start. You want to get over to the ballpark and watch the game? Not too late to come over here now. Scott Stengel ran up the attendance. We had 254 in the house, and that's an awesome crowd for a Saturday night like this. Ludwig draws the 1-out walk.
At the second walk of the season by Reinflesch, he walked 1 batter in that Schwaben game, which was last Monday.
Brad led the ball club last year with 99 strikeouts in 55 innings.
254.
He did have, however, 42 walks. That's a pretty high number.
201 in the house, though.
Still a good number, CJ. You're shaking your head over there. By the way, thank you very much for turning off the TV tonight.
Yeah.
I see your Blues lost. They're out of the playoffs.
He's an Avalanche guy.
Oh, you're an Avalanche guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Base hit by Kuda.
He's cheering for the winning team.
And the Rippers have runners on first and second with one out, and Mr. Home Run, David Arnold, is coming up.
If there's anything we learned about the Rippers in the first game, it's that this kid can rip.
Well, the other thing right behind that is you can never have enough runs against this team.
That's absolutely true as well. This is a team that put up 65 runs in 6 games in a tournament in Las Vegas.
Rindfleisch has his work cut out with 2 runners on and only 1 out. Big breaking pitch is in for a strike.
Wind still blowing left. It's been steady all night long, and thankfully no more rain in sight. We got that out of the way within the hour before the game started. It was pretty all clear skies since then.
Game 1 we started, it was 58 degrees. It's now 55. It still remains cloudy, and Jordan mentioned about the wind blowing out. That's our weather report. Arnold with a big cut.
He wanted every bit of that one.
In this ball game, Chuck Rogers moves from the bases to behind home plate, and Nick Rodell goes from behind home plate out on the bases. And umpiring was quite good that first game. Sheboygan won.
That means the umpiring is good. That's the correlation.
There you go. There's rhyme and reason to what we say up here.
All the time. We're the smartest people I know.
Yeah. By the way, we have the same crew up here in the press box. CJ running the announcements and audio enhancements. Bill Wagner doing the field announcing. And Jordan Lawrence and myself, Mike Martin, are doing the live stream announcing. Nia Zhang, who normally is up here the last time we had a game at home. He's down in the team shop running that. Annalise McMillan is taking a little vacation.
A little early in the season to be off, I would say.
But Connor Demerit, did I say that right, Seat?
We have a balk.
Holy cow. Missed that. Anyway, the Connor DeWitt, who did most of his interning virtually, was here tonight for the first time.
He's about an hour and a half away, so quite the trek here tonight.
Yeah.
For the doubleheader.
Driving
if you're going
in.
to come, you might as well do it for a doubleheader. Get the most bang for your buck. Is swing and a miss, but it's a pass ball, going to score a run.
And Arnold is going to reach base on that pass ball. He strikes out, but reaches on the pass ball. Wow.
And you don't get the out for it either because Arnold was able to reach first base. So
That's
just one
exactly
out runners on the
right.
corner is a 1-0 lead.
And that brings up Jose Farrell. Farrell was 3 for 4 in the first game with a couple of doubles. Another pitch in the dirt gets by Lorbecki. And,
This is not the start you would expect from a guy like Brad Rindfleisch. I mean, we can't talk enough about his last outing, but my goodness. 2 passed balls, 2 wild pitches go past Lorbecki behind the plate, and this is the first time we're seeing Lorbecki catch
Sheboygan
as well.
was able to come back from that 3-0 deficit in the first inning on Arnold's 3-run homer, but you're right about Brad. He's having his struggles here in the first inning. 1-1 is the count. There's 1 out, 2 runs in for Chicago. David Arnold is out at second base.
Rindfleisch struck out 99 batters last season. He was just 1 shy of 100 with an ERA of 3.03. So a very good season last year as that one finds its way in for a strike. He pitched in 14 games, started in 10 of those. And he's got a career 2.6 ERA with the A's. Used to play for UW Stout. He's from West Bend. Overall, just a really key part of this Sheboygan pitching staff.
He's another one of those guys that plays on another team besides Sheboygan, and with that other team, he'll do some catching. There's a drive to deep center field. Walker back. Makes a nice running catch. There are now 2 outs in the inning. And Julio Medina is up, the pitcher.
Curious to see the arm for Medina when he gets on the mound. Obviously, we saw earlier on in that first game, Gonzalez, he wasn't quite consistent with the zone, and then Mills was just an entirely different approach. So I'm looking forward to seeing Medina pitch and get on the bump, but first, he's at the plate.
Caleb Lorbecki is catching, appearing in his second game this year. He's 1 for 1 on the season. Forgot to mention him when I ran through the defense. And, of course, Rindfleisch on the mound for Sheboygan. The first game took 2 hours and 7 minutes. Not too bad.
Pretty long.
All things considered, especially with all the walks that happened in the first few innings with Gonzalez, the Ripper starter. But, yeah, you'd like to have these 7-inning games go less than 2.
Well, it was a 12-9 game, so you're scoring 21 runs in just over 2 hours. So
yeah, so even in that, too, kind of makes it understandable that it's going to run 2 hours.
We'll see if we're in for the same boat here. A 1-2 count, though. Rindfleisch looking to get out of it.
Arnold do a little dancing out there at second.
I mean, you talked about it in the first game. He's very agile for his size and for his stature of being a first baseman. He's been running all over the place at second.
He's a gamer. He likes to play baseball.
Rindfleisch got to be careful. That's where he suffered a balk just a few pitches ago.
Did any of you guys see what he did wrong? Yeah, me either. Looked like he was just on the mound, and all of a sudden, they're moving the runners up.
It's one of those things you don't see called a whole lot. Got him.
There. Called strike 3 right on the outside corner, fastball, but not before Chicago gets a couple of runs. At the end of a half inning of play, Chicago 2, Sheboygan coming to bat.
Modern air conditioning, keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
When a Bud Light legend comes back, they do it carrying a squeaky beach chair, an inflatable dolphin, and a cooler full of perfectly chilled Bud Lights on hot sand, wearing only one flip-flop. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
Serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Medina on the mound taking his warm-ups. Let's go through the Sheboygan lineup. They have Gus Walker leading off in center field. Ross Christ hitting second this game, playing second base, moving in from right field. Jacob Neese is batting third and playing third. Harry Stelt is the Northwoods Chemical cleanup hitter, playing first. Brady Zach Risson is in right. Caleb Lorbecki is catching and batting sixth. Riley Palmquist is at short, batting seventh. Cooper Gussie is in left, batting eighth. And batting ninth, the DH, Justin Schnell. Defensively for Chicago, they have Lugo catching, Arnold at first, Kuda at second, Farrell at third, and Martin at short. Krieger, Bowling, and Ludwig is the outfield alignment from left to right.
We talked about the adjustment. Gus Walker, he was batting in the 9-hole over a 600 average, doing very, very well. Now you move him from 9 to 1. Let's see how it works.
Yeah, really. I mentioned to Jordan before we went on the air, yeah, they moved that guy from 9, hitting over 600 up to number 1. Let's hope he doesn't go over in game 2. First pitch is inside for a ball, and Lugo doesn't catch that. Scott Stengel heading up to the press box.
Never good news.
Nice play by the second baseman. Kudo over to Arnold, and Walker is retired. That brings up Ross Christ. The next game for Sheboygan after tomorrow's doubleheader will be Tuesday, May 31st. They're up at Green Bay. It's a 7:30 start if you're heading up to Green Bay, Johannes Park. Is that where they're playing those games?
You got it.
June 1st, Wednesday, they're at Manitowoc. I'm sure Jordan will head up over there, probably be the field announcer for the Bandits again.
It could be. They haven't asked me yet.
They haven't called you a traitor, have they?
They did.
They did? Are they right?
No, absolutely not.
I don't think they are either.
No, they're never right.
2 quick outs for Medina, and that brings up Jacob Neese. Jake having a fine start to his 2022 season. I don't think we formally said thank you, Scott, for bringing up the attendance. So thank you. It was really nice. You know, Denny said the same thing. And Neese grounds out the short. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Sheboygan in the first. After one complete, Chicago on top, 2-0.
In the car. With free pickup, you can. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
The great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Brad Reinflesch just finishing up his warm-up pitches to start the second inning. Had a tough go of it in the first, allowing a couple of runs. It'll be Darius Lugo, the catcher, leading off for Chicago. What was an iffy start to this evening's games with the rain and the cold, it's actually turned out to be not too bad. A little on the chilly side, but we're playing baseball, and I'm sure the players are doing pretty well once you get out there and start moving around. It's not too bad.
Well, and especially for a doubleheader, as long as you're still moving around and you're not just sitting around in the dugout, it shouldn't be the end of the world, you wouldn't think.
Lugo took a healthy cut at that first pitch and came up empty.
just missed outside.
Rindfleisch bringing the heat. I think he may not have been fully loosened up when the game started. He definitely looks like a different pitcher now.
Only gave up 1 hit, but 2 runs were able to come in off of it. So it really was just one bad pitch that kind of set him off. And the A's came back from a 3-0 deficit in the first. They can certainly do it again as there's a beautiful breaking ball, swing and a miss.
The pitch that actually hurt more than the hit was the wild pitch.
Yes.
Allowed, and then the balk moved the runners into scoring position.
Left fielder, number 1, Royce Kruger.
Royce Kruger, a name we didn't see in the first game.
Did Kuda get an RBI on that single?
I think so.
Got to mark that down. We'll give him an RBI. So Kuda's single. No, that wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have, that base hit wouldn't have scored a run. Because they were on first and second when the balk happened. They went to second and third. There's a slow roller out to Palmquist. One hopper, but nice scoop over there by Harry.
Made it look easy. That's one of those difficult ones where we've seen time and time again the ball get past first base. Runner advances to second, but nope, not here. 2 outs now in the inning for the 9-hitter Mike Martin.
One of the runs, it was either Farrell got a sac fly when he flew out to center, or a run scored on the pass ball, on the strikeout.
It was the pass ball, I'm
Arnold.
pretty sure. Yeah, I think it was that.
So no RBIs in that first inning off of those 2 runs. Well, Rindfleisch dealing with the 7, 8, 9 batters. He's got 7 and 8. Let's see if he can get Martin, number 9.
Fooled him on that pitch to drop it to Oku.
Martin had a tough day of it in that first game, 0 for 3.
Rindfleisch moving quick and got the swing and a miss just like that.
1, 2, 3, and a strikeout, and that's 3 hitters in a row. But after an inning and a half, Chicago's still on top, 2-0.
January, February, into March and April. Same way through. Every single second, every minute, every hour. All the whole year through.
It is intense right here.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's a lot of lemons.
Well, you know what they say when life gives you lemons.
We know the saying, Mark.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot.
Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, Tea Time.
What are you, having tea with the Queen?
Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Getting ready to start the bottom of the second inning. Sheboygan looking for their first hit. They went 3 up, 3 down in the first inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 to start off this inning. Harry Stelt leading off the inning. He's the Northwoods Chemical cleanup hitter. Harry,
they are going to shift them. Look at this.
They're shifting. They're putting that shortstop into short left field. You can see it on your screen. The first fielder is the third baseman. The second fielder back on the outfield grass is actually the second baseman. And the shortstop is nearest to second base.
So if
Arnold is all alone on the other side. He's getting pretty lonely. Slow roller. Nice Sunday hop. And a good play by Kuda to throw out Harry Stout. What made it real easy was
You didn't
the
even
nice
need the
bounce he
shift
got.
for that one either. I mean, that was just right to short.
Yeah, that was the shortstop made that play. Zach
Yeah.
Grissom is up next. Brady out in right field today.
A lot of moving parts between these two games as the first pitch is dropped outside for ball one.
When you get into an amateur baseball situation like this, you need to have players that can move around because different people show up, some can't make it, and if all of a sudden it's your regular second base, you need somebody to be able to fill in. So it's nice to have that versatility.
And especially a guy like Ryan Flesch is all right. He can catch, he can play wherever you want, basically.
They didn't catch him too much last year, I don't think. Once or twice, okay.
But he can do it, and that's really all that matters. Because
if it's a pinch, he'll be back there.
You get a lot of people that, no, I'm a pitcher, that's it, all I do is pitch. Or, no, I'm just a first baseman, I don't play right field or anything like that.
That's the thing about Brad. He's the kind of guy, when he comes to the ballpark, he wants to play like we all do.
He's
but
up
if
for
we
whatever.
need you somewhere else where you're not real comfortable, put me there. I want
That's
to
all
help
that
out.
matters. That's the kind of player you want, is another bouncing ball. We have seen so many of those from the Rippers pitchers, whether they're outside, low, inside, they just bounce past. I mean, these are certainly things you can work past, but it's just an observation through the day.
Medina going to deliver the 2-2 pitch. And good spot for that pitch. Grissom comes up empty, and that's out number 2, and that brings up Caleb Lorbecki.
Lorbecki, we don't want to jinx him, but he's batting 100 on a year. Look at him, 1 for 1.
1,000.
Yeah, why did I say 100?
There goes your perfect game.
Didn't last long. I blew it.
Lorbecki's 1 for 1. He said he's hitting 100.
Yeah, he said he's batting 100.
Oh, that one drops in for a base hit. Good diving try by Ludwig. But he couldn't come up with it this time. He did back in game 1. Made a sliding grab.
Yeah, that was in left field. Now they move him over to right,
exactly.
so now he's got to adjust a bit. It's not as easy as you think, moving from one part of the outfield to another.
Especially when it's from left field to right field.
Yes, if it's one thing if it's center to right, left to center, anything like that. But when you switch sides, kind of throws everything off. He went in for the dive and it was on the opposite side. He probably would have got it and left.
Ooh, that was very close. Pickoff move by Medina. He looked pretty comfortable making that move. Couldn't quite get Lorbecki. That brings up Riley Palmquist. Healthy cut, fouled it back.
It was a very quick pickoff move as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those where he kind of stalled and then turned around. It was just a quick flip and it was a good
I
throw.
almost think that was called by Arnold.
Could have been.
He looks over and he gives him some kind of a sign and does the move. Another swing and a miss by Palmquist. Medina keeping the ball low, and Sheboygan having trouble laying off of those pitches. Well, let's see if Lorbecki goes. He faked going, and then he retreated back.
Someone yelled a runner.
Lorbecki got in that game the other night we were calling, Jordan, and he showed off some pretty good wheels, and it was surprising for me to see that he's a catcher.
Oh, yeah.
He runs quite well for a catcher.
They use him as the courtesy runner in the play ball tournament. A good spot for him is now going to be able to take second, no throw necessary. But, yeah, Lorbecki, I mean, catchers is not usually the quickest guy in the field. Not the first guy you think of to steal a base or two, but he certainly did.
Giving Medina a wild pitch allows Lorbecki to go to second. Palmquist with an RBI opportunity. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Time is called. Medina taking a little too much time for Palmquist. Now we're set, ready to go. A good take, just outside.
Lugo thought he went. He thought he crossed the plate, but
I
he
thought
did
that
not.
was an
A great
excellent
check
pitcher's
swing.
pitch by Medina. You
Yes.
know, get it close to the zone, but outside.
And he got the check, exactly what he wanted, but he just didn't quite go.
Right.
Now we got a full count, 2 outs, runner on second.
Another pitch outside the zone. Sheboygan now has 2 runners with 2 outs. That's going to bring up Cooper Gussie, a left fielder in this ball game. Cooper got an at-bat in game number 1. He was hit by a pitch. That was that pitch that rode up high on his shoulder. Almost looked like it could have hit him in the head. Thank goodness it didn't.
It's quite a way. Yeah, go pinch hit. You're in. Boom. Gets hit. Certainly not an ideal situation, but now he's got the whole game 2 to work with.
Justin Snell waiting on deck. He'd love to come to bat with the bases loaded.
Putting the DH at the 9 spot
Yeah.
here in this game.
Just checking his average. He's 1 for 2, so he's hitting 500.
There you go.
And a limited sample size, but that last pitch was a strike. It's 1-1. Sheboygan threatening in the bottom of the second.
That one right there was close to being a balk.
Line drive out to right. Ludwig
This one's
over.
gonna drop.
It's in there, a base hit. That'll score a run. Good piece of hitting by Cooper Gussie. And a run scores for Sheboygan. You know, you don't want to call it too soon with Ludwig out there because he does make those catches, but he was not able to get that one. It's right down the line. Good piece of hitting by Cooper.
Also smart decision. Hold up. Runner at third. No need to send them. Now the A's just down 1 run. Still very much in this game even when they were down 2. It's far from over at this point in time. But you get them within 1, and now you've got runners on the corners with 2 outs and your DH coming up.
Justin Schnell is 2 for 4. We mentioned he was hitting 500. He's also walked a couple times, showing a good eye. Ross Christ waiting on deck. See if Sheboygan can get another clutch 2-out hit.
Very low strike
runners
called.
on the corners. Gussie on first. I don't think Cooper's much of a base stealing threat. He's taking a conservative lead over there. It wasn't as close as the first pickoff move, Jordan.
Not at all. This time he like jumped and it took a little more of a delay. It's also always risky when you got runners on the corners. Anytime there's a runner at third base and you want to pick off to first, you better be very accurate with that throw.
Pitch just a little bit low. Good take by Schnell. He's got a good eye. Out of his 6 plate appearances, he does have 2 walks. Medina comes set at the belt. A looping foul off the A's dugout roof. Another 2-strike count for Medina. Schnell working from behind. He's going to have to battle up there. Outfield seems awfully deep.
It's taking an awful long time here for Medina to get the sign.
Well, and a swing and a miss. Lugo throws down to get the put out. But after 2 complete with that run, Sheboygan now cuts the Ripper lead to 1. It's 2-1.
Like our cool water personal hand sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Last year's financial year, excuse me.
Sometimes you need to get out.
The great outdoors.
Free pickup's easy. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
Looking at the some pitching stats from last year, Brad Reinflesch appeared in 14 games. 10 of those were starts. He led the club in starts along with Emery, Schmitz, and Wilson. They all had 10. Brad had 6 complete games last year. He was a force to be reckoned with. That ball hit the batter bowling, and don't want to put him on base. He's definitely a base-stealing threat.
Also top of the lineup, so the most dangerous part to work with here. You don't have a whole lot of room for comfort, especially knowing a few spots comes Arnold.
Always lurking in that 4th spot. Ludwig reached on a walk in the 1st inning and scored. Sheboygan with the win in Game 1 is now 4-1 on the season, 1-0 in the NEW, beating Kewaskum the other night.
That game Tuesday night at Green Bay. That's their first Wisconsin State League game. Sheboygan and Green Bay both in both leagues, so that'll be a NEW and WSL League game coming up Tuesday night at Green Bay.
What's the name of the, they have a Northwoods team up in Green Bay?
Yeah, so it used to be, it was the Bullfrogs, then it was the Booyah, and now they're the Rockers.
Okay, and they play at Johannes Park also?
No, they play it somewhere else. Yeah, Capital Credit Union Park they play at now, it's called.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
It's a very nice place. It's all turf.
Okay. All right. 2-1 to Ludwig.
Yeah, it's in like
runner
downtown.
On first. Talking about baseball up in Green Bay, let's focus on this game a little bit, guys. Stop getting us off the track, Bill.
Can't blame Bill.
By the way, Bill managed to get this in at the end of the last time the Rippers were up as Mike Martin made the last out for the 4th time today in an inning. Did 3 times in Game 1, and now he's got a last out in the 2nd game.
You know, it takes skill to do that. It takes luck, it takes skill, it takes timing.
I think it takes even more skill to pay attention to that and then call it to our attention.
It's a long day. You got nothing better to do.
By the way, Bill, I did drop some schedules off at Enzi's. So if you need to find out about a game or two, you can check over there. That's a watering hole here in town.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Not like there's a schedule hanging right behind us or anything.
Isn't that outdated already?
No. Yeah. We'll start crossing off the old ones. Really fighting at this at bat.
Yeah,
full
3-2,
count again.
Ludwig hanging in there. Forcing Reinflesch to throw a lot of pitches.
It's all about that pitch count. 44?
44 pitches, CJ says, so far.
I didn't know he could count that high.
We are in the 3rd inning. Hey, watch out. He's your boss. Even Bill and I can't get away with that with CJ. Whatever you do, don't say anything bad about hockey.
Especially them Avalanche.
Okay, so who does that kid from Wisconsin that was a really good hockey player play for? Caulfield? Montreal, and they didn't do so well this year.
Yep, fired their coach.
Walk to Ludwig puts runners on first and second in the third inning with nobody out. Mike Kuda, who singled in the first inning, is up, and Arnold is waiting in the wings. He's the on-deck hitter. Reinfleisch is getting himself in a big jam. Started the inning off hitting bowling. I don't like this, Jordan.
It's all a mental thing at this point in time. Just because you hit a guy and just because you can't throw strikes one at bat. I mean, he threw strikes. They were just battling and following it off.
On the infield. Nice had trouble locating it at first, but it doesn't matter. It's out of play. It's hard to explain, Jordan, the lighting system now as compared to the lighting system, 7 or 8 years ago now. But the lights back then were just horrendous. It was, when I umpired the bases, I would always go a step or two back just in case, because it was hard to pick the ball up. These are so much nicer. Right.
20 feet, wow.
The way it was explained to me, I think by CJ, is that the lights near the infield are taller than the outfield poles. Outfield poles are lower. They're not as high. Let's say maybe 90 on the infield, 75, 80 on the outfield. Because when the ball gets to the outfielder, it's not that high anymore.
Unless it's Arnold hitting it. Then it stays high.
That could be, yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Lights lower on the pole that aid. Line drive to short off of Palmquist's glove. Bolig's going to come around and score easily. Give Kuda a hit and an RBI.
That's a tough play for Palmquist to make, because if he doesn't get his glove on it, then it's exactly what happens. There's really no way at all for Gussie and left to come up that quickly and prevent the run. It just got caught in no man's land. A bad break for the A's.
Do or die.
Yes.
If he comes up with it, it's potential double play. But
yes, but that's a lot easier said than done.
Asking a lot.
And you don't want to give up on it, because there's always a chance you could get the double play out of it. So.
Now, Arnold, technically, he struck out last at bat, but he did reach on the pass balls. Let's see if Reinfleisch can replicate that without the pass ball.
Very active base runners are this Chicago squad. They might not be stealing a whole lot of bases, but just watch out at second base. The constant movement, constant making you think and trying to get in the head of Reinfleisch.
Brad comes set at the belt. Couldn't get much lower than that and still be a strike, right on the knees. Waiting on deck is Joe Farrell. It's 3-1, Chicago, with that run that Bolig scored just a minute ago. Sheboygan throwing their two of their best pitchers today, Schmitz and Reinfleisch. There's a slow roller to short.
Took a weird hop, but they're able to get the play at second.
Tough slide into second base by Kuda. But he is out. Nice play by Nice to cut in front of Palmquist. I'm not sure they would have gotten out if it would have went all the way to the shortstop.
I didn't even know if they had to play at second anymore. I thought by the time that hop was taken, you just have to go to first and get it. But they got the lead runner at second. There's still a runner at third, though.
It was actually a pretty easy play for Jacob because he was heading right towards the bag as he cut in front of Riley.
And that's why it would have been a weird hop for Palmquist at short, but it led Neese right into where he was going, so it kind of all worked out in the end.
Yeah, good thing. Farrell trying to bunt his way on.
Would have been a picture-perfect bunt if it stayed fair, no doubt about it. Ludwig would have been able to score. It's not about getting it out at this point, it's about getting a run. Chicago would much rather have a 3-run lead than just see 2 outs on the board.
Strikeout would look nice for Sheboygan. Arnold is on at first. He's a base stealing threat. Good sweeping slider that time by Rindfleisch. No balls and 2 strikes. There's only 1 out. Runners on the corners on a run already in for Chicago. They lead at 3-1.
Big time pitch here down 0-2. Just because you're ahead in the count doesn't mean you need to waste them. Sometimes it's better to just attack and stay hot. Going for a bunt on 0-2.
That's going to be a strikeout.
There's one. That's a questionable decision to try and bunt on 0-2.
I almost don't fault him for that because he would have caught the ace flat-footed if that would have gone fair, especially down at one of the lines. But
and I believe
worked
they
out well for us, didn't it?
It did, and at the end of the day, I think it shows they have a lot of faith in Medina as well to get this lead runner from third in.
Dare I mention his first time up, he got called out on strikes.
Well,
see if Arnold. There he goes.
And caught him on a bad pitch also that was low and outside for Medina. If he's the third and final out, he goes from the batter's box to the pitcher's mound right away because he's the pitcher for this Ripper squad. Now he's got runners on second and third.
Lorbecki making a good stop at home plate and then a good decision not to try and get Arnold at second.
You didn't see Big Poppy steal a whole lot of bases, did you?
No. Healthy cut, but a swing and a miss by Julio Medina. We're in the top of the third inning. It's a 7-inning ball game. All the games this weekend will be 7 innings. Had a healthy cut, was right on that pitch. Fouled it straight back. Lugo, the catcher, showing good hustle, getting that foul ball.
Pitcher and catcher back-to-back in the lineup. That's
Yeah,
also something you won't see much. No, they had their top 3 outfielders. It wasn't 7, 8, 9 to bat lead off and like that in the first game, but still some interesting combinations from the Chicago squad.
Just a bit outside. Rindfleisch wanted that, but Chuck Rogers had it outside.
I don't think Rindfleisch was the only one who wanted that one. A little bit of rowdy here in this crowd.
Out there that wanted that a strike also.
Just barely missing outside. You'll get the low strike called, but not the outside strike. 2-2, you forget about that one, and you go right back at him.
Soft liner tips off the glove. Christ with a nice throw over to first. Gets the third out, but not before the Rippers come up with another run. At the end of 2.5, it's Chicago 3, A's 1.
I've never really been into this sappy, corny, mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. Great.
I'm glad you showed up.
In my life.
I could never get through this world without you.
You are really close to my
Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time I...
Get down! Get down!
There you are. You always have...
My back! My back! I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things...
Yes, things!
...are serious and kind of important.
You gotta hold it like a baby bird.
And
please be quiet.
Listen. You hear that?
That's a little something I like to call
friendship.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Getting ready to start the third inning. Leading off for Sheboygan will be the top of the order, Gus Walker, and that'll be Christ and Nice.
Always nice when it happens that way.
Yes. Hopefully we can get some runs with that part of the order up. We do have A's-related trivia question tonight for this game. Who was the sine qua non award winner last season for the A's? What player? If you don't know what the sine qua non award is, look it up.
I'm going to have to.
Because I'm not going to explain it.
Can you spell it?
IT. Just what you needed was a smart aleck for a partner.
Absolutely. Ryan Flesh, CJ said?
CJ says Rindflesh. Bill, it's not going to be Casper. He didn't play last year. Well, you make up the program. You ought to know.
It's probably not Becker because he got the manager's award, didn't he?
We're discussing. It wasn't Becker. He was the answer a game or so ago. He got the manager's award. Harry was MVP. We'll give the answer after this at bat. That ball just missed hitting Walker. I don't know how it missed his toe. 2-1 is the count. We're in the bottom of the third inning.
Fans getting a little rowdy for some runs here. There's might have been a broken bat, little blooper.
Up, third baseman Farrell not able to get it. Actually, that's Martin.
Yes.
Playing third base.
We'll get him a new bat, and then we'll be good to go. Is that our first A's broken bat of the year here at Wildwood Park? Oh, I do remember that, yes. Lorbecki broke his bat here.
Farrell is playing short. I don't know when they made that switch. And Martin is playing third. And a swing and a miss. Ball gets past Lugo. And Walker's going to reach the same way that Arnold did on a strikeout pass ball.
Hey, if you're Sheboygan, you will take any base runner you can get at this point in time. And I got Ross Chris coming up next, so not a bad position to be in for the A's.
Chris was a easy out in the first inning. He grounded out to the second baseman, Kuda. Hopefully he can drive one to the outfield this time. Walker is a base-stealing threat, but look out, Medina's got a nice move.
Late on the pitch up inside, falls behind 0-1 right away in the count.
Tim Moyer down in the third base coach's box giving Ross some signs. We don't know if they mean anything, but he was waving at him.
Maybe that's all it was a little high.
That could have been it. He gave him the sign for a 2-run homer.
Wish you could pull that one out of your back pocket.
Yeah.
Home run on demand.
That pitch out of the strike zone evens the count at 1-1. Flag is gently blowing out in center field towards left. And a stolen base for Walker. Lugo delayed his throw. I think he was waiting for somebody to cover the bag.
It was like a double pump back at home because if he would have thrown it, that thing would have went to center field.
And that's one of the issues you run into when you get people moving around. They don't have that intuitive nature about how to play the position. And saw it right there.
You'd think for a team like the Rippers, who are playing in tournaments and all these other games out, who knows where, that they'd be used to this sort of thing by now, but little inexperience shown.
Count is even to Ross. It's 2-2. Sheboygan trailing. Chicago's played pretty well so far tonight. They lead it 3-1.
In a normal game, 9 runs should be good enough to beat another team, but it just wasn't the case in Game 1, a 12-9 game. But, I mean, if you're scoring 9 runs, you'd think 9 times out of 10 you're coming home with the win.
Exactly, right. And I'm looking at this from the negative side of the Sheboygan A's. They scored in only 2 innings.
Very true.
And Bill brought this up during the game. He said they've left the bases loaded a couple times.
They left like 10 or 11 runners on base.
And they had the bases loaded, nobody out that one inning and didn't score. You got to take care of those advantages.
And it was early in the game, too. It was the 1st and 3rd inning when they scored in that game. So it's not like they scored in the 4th inning and the 7th inning, or they got hot late. No, they were hot early, and then ever since, like you said, the bases loaded, no out inning. That was the 5th or 6th, I want to say. But ultimately, it didn't pan out.
Yep. On the flip side, Chicago scored in the 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 6th. And actually, they scored 2 more in the 7th.
7th, too, yeah.
Forgot to write that down. So, 2, 4, 7, 9. Yeah, that's right. So they scored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different innings. Pop up into short left, racing out. Left fielder comes over and makes the catch, but Farrell was out there helping out. But the long and short of it is Ross Christ is out on a fly ball to left.
Walker thought about going to 3rd for a second because there's really no one there covering. They're kind of all back out in left field, but he smartly held up at 2. More of just a tease sort of thing to make sure they get back.
Do you have to make us suffer through that walk-up song this long? Can't you play just a bar or 2 and shut it down?
Now when it takes this long.
Ay, ay, ay. We're talking up here. Too much silence.
It's probably what he's doing. He wants you out.
By the way, some of my old friends were at a game last year, and you know what? I think I told you this, but you know what they're complaining about? Why isn't it quiet in the park? There's always noise.
They go to baseball games to fall asleep, I guess.
Go to a Brewer game, right?
Yeah.
Jacob had a pretty good
swing
swing,
and a
but
miss.
came up empty. 1-1 is the count to Jacob Neese.
One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on.
Yeah, Walker on at second. Let's get him in. Walker looked like he wanted to steal 3rd, but of course he didn't.
A's didn't score in the 1st inning, but they got 1 run last inning in the bottom half of the 2nd. Now they're threatening once again following a 1 run for the Rippers in the top half of the 3rd.
These 2 teams will match up again tomorrow at 1 o'clock for a doubleheader. Try and get out to the ballpark. Jacob check his swing. The appeal goes out to the base umpire. He says, yes, he offered at it. So it is a strike. And that's strike 3. Thank you, Bill. Mr. Rogers is the umpire. Bill says thanks to Mr. Rogers. Clutch situation for Harry. He's pretty good in these situations. Jordan, see if he can come through here.
As he should be, team MVP for last year. Slow start, but finally getting at it. Now in the 2022 campaign, and he cracks this one, foul out towards the lights in right field.
All right, it's time for our trivia answer. The question was, who was a sine qua non award winner last season for the A's? CJ got it right. It's Brad Reinflesch. Brad won that award. And if you don't know what sine qua non means, it's Greek for something. Gotta look it up. Or if you see Denny, ask him about it. He can do a real good explanation. Maybe we should get him. Why don't you make an all call for Denny? We could call him at home. I think he left the ballpark. Or is he down? Oh, he might be down there yet. It's like if you were making spaghetti, you'd need the spaghetti noodles, right? That would be the key ingredient to making meatballs and spaghetti, or the sauce.
Like
I kind of know what it means, but team before one. Okay.
That's a little of a different explanation than spaghetti. Oh, he's taking third. Swing and a miss by Harry.
Oh, Harry took strike 3. It's running on the pitch, but it doesn't matter. Harry's out on strikes. A's don't score, and we're heading to the 4th inning. Smartphone.
Keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer.
When a Bud Light legend comes back, they do it carrying a squeaky beach chair, an inflatable dolphin, and a cooler full of perfectly chilled Bud Light on hot sand, wearing only one flip-flop. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
You serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Sine qua non means an essential condition or ingredient, a thing that is absolutely necessary. And applying that to a Brad Reinfleisch, I think it fits perfectly.
That's probably why he won it.
Yeah, I agree.
Sheboygan could use a nice quick top half of the 4th inning here.
The bottom one.
That's beautiful. Woo! Swung at it at eye level.
Yeah, healthy swing by Darius Lugo on a pitch out of the strike zone. At least out of his strike zone.
Out of anyone's strike zone, unless they're 7 feet.
Got 13 people watching. Oh, beautiful bunt. He's going to... Oh, maybe not.
Flip it from the glove. Yes, indeed. Got him.
Nice play by Brad Reinfleisch, racing over from his pitching position to field that ball and then just glove flip to Harry Stout for the out. Nice bunt by Lugo. Better play by Reinfleisch.
The Rippers like to bunt. They've tried to square up a few times and do it, and that one was picture perfect, but ultimately Reinfleisch heads up play, able to get the big-time first out of the inning.
Rice Krieger up. Now, I graduated with a guy, Mike Krieger, spells his name the same way as Royce Kruger. What are we going with here, Bill? Kruger?
Oh,
Okay,
he asked him.
All right, okay, good, cool. So either is acceptable, but he's going with the Kruger. That's what I just said. It's just the way he pronounces it.
Usually when I see that, I go Krieger.
Me too.
Yeah.
There were some Kriegers up in Manitowoc.
Are there?
Well, there's got to be.
I'm sure there are.
Mike Krieger was our quarterback on the football team.
Oh, yes.
He was an all-state linebacker. He was really good at linebacker.
I have heard that name.
Two balls and one strike.
Beautiful.
Kruger takes a strike. I think Bill Wagner down on that other end has a perfect game going so far. Was it perfect in the first game, Bill?
Oh.
Betcha. Right.
Says it with confidence.
Oh. Rindfleisch blew him away with that fastball. Not able to catch up with it. Kruger's out, and that brings up my hero, number 11, Mike Martin. Martin.
Are you sure that's not your kid? You just named him after you, and now he's following in your footsteps, playing ball?
The wife and I only had one.
All right.
Oh, that's right. This is key. This is a key at bat. Bill just pointed it out. If Mike Martin makes this out, it's the 5th time today he has made the last out in an inning. Wouldn't that be special?
Foul tip. There's strike one.
Especially if you're an A's pitcher. Thanks, Bill. He doesn't have a whole lot to do down there. Write a couple names on a sheet of paper and
call it
go
a day.
After it. 2-1 is the count. There's 2 outs. We're in the top of the 4th. Chicago leads 3-1.
Oh, just missed. It's now 3-1. This is
Looked
bad.
Pretty good, didn't it?
I don't know where that one missed. A little low, I'm guessing.
Apparently.
Biggest pitch of Brad's career.
No, it's the biggest pitch of Bill's career. He's looking for this 3rd out.
Said it so much, it's probably cursed now. Here we go, full count. 2 outs, streak on the line. Yes, indeed.
Called strike 3 on a beautiful curveball by Brad Rindfleisch. And Mike Martin is out for the 5th time as the 3rd out in today's doubleheader. Tim Moyer coming out to talk to the umpire. He might be making some changes. We'll check on that when we come back.
Me spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Right. Julio Medina finishing up his warm-up tosses. Leading off the 4th inning will be Brady Zachariason. And following him will be Caleb Lorbecki. And then Riley Palmquist.
A's looking for something. Their only loss of the year, a 3-2 loss on their first day they played games. That was also in a 7-inning game, so no matter what, after this weekend, the A's have yet to lose a 9-inning game, but regardless, 4-1 on the year. They're going to try and keep up their winning ways.
It'll be interesting what Chicago brings tomorrow in terms of pitching. Their starter in Game 1 had a tough go of it, Christian Gonzalez, and Jake Mills came in, did a credible job, all things considered.
Once he got out of that 3rd inning, it wasn't too bad.
Right, yeah, exactly.
He had quite a mess to pick up from, and he was a big change of pace guy, quick moving, slow pitching, A's got a hold of them in the third, and then they couldn't really quite capitalize. Definitely intrigued, though, to see the relieving roles of the Rippards moving forward, as there's a rip into right field for a base hit.
Base hit for Jurgensen. His first hit tonight. I mean, this ball game, he had a couple hits in the first game. Caleb Lorbecki is up next. Lorbecki singled in the second with 2 outs and came around and scored on Cooper Gussie's single to right field. I believe that was the one where Ludwig came over. I thought he was going to catch it. In the end, he didn't. It dropped in for a hit and scored a run. Breaking balls up just a little bit. Wow. It looked like it could have been called a strike. Lugo wanted it.
He's the only one.
Well, Medina probably too.
Probably. Those are the only two.
Quick move. Oh, man, that was very close. Arnold already throwing it around the horn, but Nick Rodell called him safe, and then they appealed to the home plate umpire, Chuck Rogers, and he called him safe also.
I thought they got him.
So officially he's safe, but Jordan says, I think they got him. It's hard to tell from here. It was obviously very close. He better hang a little closer to the base.
I did umpire for one summer, so I got a little experience under my belt. Manitowoc Youth Baseball Association.
Should have stuck with it, man.
I got yelled at too much.
Good money.
It was pretty good money. But for a 4th grade girls softball game, that's a blowout. I didn't deserve to get yelled at.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear that. I mean, I'm all with you there. But it wouldn't be the parent yelling as much as the quality of play would just drive me nuts.
That's true.
How much coaching were you able to do as an umpire for those girls?
Well, you know, it was tough actually for those ones because I was the only ump. They only had one guy, and it was just me behind the plate, so I had to do everything. So it was a little...
They wouldn't let you umpire from behind the pitcher?
No, I did.
From behind the pitcher?
Yeah, like at second base.
All right.
Yeah, that's where I did it. And they didn't have a mask in that section either, so I felt a lot better out there instead of behind the plate.
Right, no kidding. All right, 1-1 is the count. There's no outs. We got a runner at first, and Lorbecki up. See if we can get something going here, boys.
You got the leadoff. That's the first part.
Lugo let it get by, and that's going to allow the runner to move to second.
What have we seen? 10, 15 pass balls today in the 2 games? It is an incredible amount.
Way too many.
Ain't that the truth?
I know when you talk to Denny and he's talking about building his team, and well, as you know, a key position is catcher, and you know you like to have catchers that can hit, and switch hit and all this kind of stuff. But let's face it, they got to be able to catch, stop the ball, call a game, throw to the bases.
Oh,
pitch on the outside corner, called strike 3, and Lorbecki's out. That'll bring up Riley Palmquist. Riley walked back in the second. He's had a pretty nice day, Jordan. He was 1 for 2 in game 1, had a couple of RBIs, scored a run.
Certainly could use an RBI here.
Yeah, he's in position.
Now an inside pitch called.
That was a good pitch on the inside corner. Palmquist didn't think so. He stepped out of the box, but
well, that's the most impossible pitch to hit. If you're like low, middle, inside.
Hey, even if you get the bat out in front, you're gonna pull it foul.
There's nothing you can do. There's another one, same spot, but this one just a little bit too far. A's got that leadoff guy on board as they wanted. They advanced him on the wild pitch, but ultimately kind of stuck in no man's land right now, just trying to figure things out with Medina, which they have struggled with so far.
Gussie is waiting on deck. And another pass ball and a strike to Palmquist. Tried to check his swing but couldn't. Lugo having trouble behind home plate catching the ball. Now if he misses one, it's going to cost him a run. See what Chicago does with their infield. See if they want to cut off the run or not.
We saw the Rippers in this similar situation with 2 strikes, try to lay down a bunt. I mean, not the first thing I would do in this situation, but it's never out of the question ultimately.
Good breaking pitch by Medina, and he gets Palmquist swinging. That was a nice pitch. Cooper Gussie has Sheboygan's lone RBI. Let's see if he can do it again.
Sac fly out of the question now. You've got 2 outs, so you're stuck putting the ball in play or hoping for another wild pitch, pass ball, even one of those strikeouts where it goes by them. Anything for Sheboygan would be suitable.
You know what it seems like Lugo has trouble with is a check swing where the bat kind of gets out there.
It blocks his vision.
You know, he doesn't quite have that intuitive nature of being able to catch those kinds of...
And I'm assuming he's not their number 1 catcher as well. You'd think that was game 1 who they went with there. With
Martin throws a lot better, that's for sure.
Yeah. And obviously you can't have a guy catch 4 games in 2 days.
No.
So
you know what I thought was child abuse? When I'd be umping a high school game, and you'd have the game 1 pitcher catch game 2. I mean, I was pitch counting for North the other day, and their starting pitcher got to the 100 pitch mark, so he had to pull him out. So he flip-flopped the pitcher and the catcher.
Oh.
Put the first pitcher with 100 throws behind home plate.
Well, then you got chemistry at least. Same guys working together, but that's the only thing you got going for you.
I think he had to put his arm in a sling to get back before he left the ballpark.
Bad. Oh my! Whoa! Strike 3 called to end
strike
it.
3, another called strike. So Sheboygan gets a runner on, advances them to second, and the next 3 hitters all strike out. At the end of 4, Chicago's still on top, 3-1.
Every single second, every minute, every hour, all the whole year through. It is intense right here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's a lot of lemons.
Well, you know what they say when life gives you lemons.
We know the saying, Mark.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot. Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the Queen?
Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
See that little bat boy running away out of your picture?
Yes.
That kid's got pretty good hands. I was watching him play catch before game 1 with one of the A's players. He's pretty slick.
Is he one of their kids, I'd assume?
I don't know. He hustles out there too. He's a pretty good bat boy.
Yeah, he does run. I have noticed that.
CJ, do you know how many pitches Brad has thrown? 74 pitches. There's 75. It's in there for a strike. Mike Bolig is up.
Likely his last inning here, you'd have to assume.
Yeah, I would think so, right.
Going 5 innings, though, not a bad day.
No, he's pitched pretty good. I thought he wasn't Brad Reinflesch in the first inning. Seemed like he wasn't quite as loose and free in his throwing motion, but
a lot of his breaking pitches aren't quite doing what he expects either. They're staying up or they're going outside.
Pitch is fouled back.
Really reached out to try and get a hold of that one as the count evens up at 2.
Bolig is 0 for 1 in this ball game. He reached on a hit by pitch in the 3rd and scored. In game 1, he was 1 for 3 and scored a run. Had a stolen base in that game, too. We mentioned about his defense. He's been a very good player today.
They kept him in center field. They didn't want to change that one up.
Good point.
Not called a strike.
Lorbecki
or
asking
check
for an
swing.
appeal down the first base umpire. Chuck Rogers did not grant it. It's a very hard call for the base umpire down at first to call a check swing by a left-handed batter. But generally speaking, Jordan, the home plate umpire, should grant the appeal.
Well, and like you said, it's a lefty batter, so you're basically just looking at the tip of the bat and trying to guess where it was at that point.
Exactly. And Rindfleisch leads the inning off with a walk to Bolig. He's a bad man to put on, too, with his speed.
Top of the order, don't want to mess around with it. We've said it time and time again here today, but you give the leadoff guy on once again. Bowling, he's been doing a great job for the Rippers at the plate.
Ludwig is up. He's walked his 2 plate appearances in this ball game. Trying to do a drag bunt. Nice play by Lorbecki. He throws the first for the out. He was really bunting for a base hit, but we'll give him a sacrifice.
Great job by Lorbecki as well behind the plate, not forcing the situation, not trying to go to second. Might have had a chance to get him, but there's really no need to. Just get the out at first base, and that's exactly what he did.
All right, let's say we get this guy. Arnold's up. You going to walk him? I would walk him. Intentionally walk Arnold. Go to the next guy.
It's definitely something you think about.
See what happens.
Stealing third. What a great jump, the throw, and he's safe.
Bolig had an outstanding jump. There was almost no chance of getting him.
He was over halfway there before the pitch even came out.
That first pitch was a ball. Not a good swing there. Pitch was way outside.
Wasn't a bad throw to Nice on the stolen base, but it was just a fantastic jump, and there's nothing you could do at that point. The Rippers run the bases very, very well. They rip around them, you could say.
I thought Lorbecki was outstanding, making it as close as he did. He's got a cannon for an arm.
Some catchers probably would just give up on that time and see where he was and not even attempt.
You know, on the flip side, it might have been better because he had such a great jump to not throw it, because then you don't risk throwing it into left field.
But Lorbecki got a lot of trust in his arm, trust in himself, and that's what you got to do behind the plate.
2 balls and 1 strike. There's 1 out. Chicago with Bolig on third base.
Nearly
the A's infield is about halfway too. If you look at Nice, he's almost even with the bag, and instead of having their heels on the edge of the grass towards the outfield side of the infield, they're second and short are about halfway up too.
3-1, this is a big-time pitch.
Yeah, you're right.
Tipped it into the mitt. Now the count is full with 1 out.
Kuda's been very good today. I mentioned he had 3 hits in the first game, all of them singles. He has 2 singles in this game. He's 2 for 2.
Cracks this one
Breaking
back,
pitches fouled
foul.
off. That actually I thought was a real nice pitch by Brad, but like good hitters do, they fight it off.
A lot of fighting from these Rippers. Foul balls galore in their at-bats, and the count full once again. Rindfleisch going to get right back at him. Not a lot of room to work with, and they're not, I mean, they swing at some bad things as strike 1 or 2, but they're not chasing on strike 3 is one. Oh!
Pitch on the inside corner, called strike 3. Kuda didn't like it. It was close, that's for sure. That brings up Arnold. Looking at Tim Moyer, see what he wants to do. I think they're going to walk him.
I don't think so.
Of course, that gives Farrell a little more incentive to be a hitter if they walk the guy in front of him. Well, they're going to pitch to Arnold. He's a dangerous hitter.
I guess I never really looked close at his stance, but he's got his elbow very high up as well when he's in there.
Okay.
Watch his left elbow here.
That's the one that's closest to your camera, to the camera. Yeah.
He's got a very high, very straight back.
If he did the flipper, he'd be Joe Morgan. I don't know if you remember him.
I don't.
He's a Hall of Famer. He played second base for Cincinnati when they were really good, the Big Red Machine they were called. But you'd stand up there like this.
Flap it like a chicken.
Yeah, chicken wing.
Down 2-0, getting a little risky.
Polig still on third base, but there are 2 outs now. They might be pitching around him.
They might be, but it's almost like, why waste the pitches?
Yeah, right. Just send him on to first base. Arnold has the green light, I'll bet. If it's in there, he's going to be hacking away.
Yes, indeed, he did, as he should have, but late behind it, fouled it back, and now 3-1 count.
Good hustle by the bat boy.
I'd keep this pitch low if I'm Rindfleisch.
3-1 count. Pitch right.
He did the opposite, actually. Pitched it high.
And that brings up Joe Farrell. Farrell 0 for 2 in this ball game. Struck out his last time up.
What are the chances we see Arnold try and take second?
Lorbecki could throw him out. He's got a good enough arm, that's for sure.
With the runner at third, it's always the question of if
there
you
are
just
2
let him
outs.
take
That's
it.
one advantage. If Arnold's going to run, he better get a good jump. I don't know if Chicago has this in their arsenal, but Sheboygan did it several times last year, where they would have runners on the corner and the runner on first would stop between
Getting a pickle.
And then try to score that runner from third.
Beautiful pitch inside for strike 1.
You'd think with all the games that they've played, they've, I'm not saying that they work on it because these teams don't practice that much.
No,
but,
and especially a team like the
certainly
Rippers.
know about it.
Rippers aren't playing as regularly as the A's, that's for sure, but they're traveling around. I mean, if you're playing in a tournament in Vegas and you're winning it, you're doing something right.
.95 pitches for Rindfleisch now. You'd have to think this is his last inning.
Without a doubt. He went to 5 innings in that Schwaben game. This will likely be another 5-inning performance. He's only given up 2 hits, but 3 runs have come in, 2 in the first, 1 in the third. Chance for 1 more to come in if you're the Rippers, if not a little more.
No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on the corners. It's still Chicago 3, Sheboygan 1. We're in the top of the 5th. It's getting late. Ball is out of play, just behind the Chicago dugout on the first base side. One of the players not in the game does a rolling grab of the ball so 2 little kids wouldn't get it. What a mean guy.
I think he gave it to one of the little, unless they have their own balls. One kid was running around with one, so I don't know.
I don't know, it was a great rolling grab, kind of like the left fielder in the first game.
It's going to take second.
Yeah, we're going to get him defensive indifference. We weren't going to throw at him. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It was a very lazy jog.
You okay with that, Bill? Thank you. Did you used to work up here when Chuck Zeikert did ever? Were you ever up here then? Chuck Zeikert? Yeah. It wasn't bad until profanity started. It got a little tacky. Hey, got him on strikes and holds Chicago from scoring. After 4.5, Chicago still on top, 3-1.
Our cool water personal hand sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Last year's financial year,
Sometimes you need to get out.
The great outdoors.
Free pickup's easy. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
All ready for the bottom half of the 5th inning. Medina's still pitching. I was just looking at my phone. UCLA and Oklahoma State, college baseball. It went 10 innings, 25-22.
Oh, my.
And we were complaining about 12-9.
Yeah, right. We're all in agreement that that was Brad Reinflesh's last inning. His totals for the ball game. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, allowed 3 runs. 2 of those were earned. He walked 4 and had 9 strikeouts. And I mentioned this early in the game that Brad led the club in strikeouts, but also had over 40 walks in only 55 innings. So what he did tonight was pretty indicative of how he pitches. He's going to strike out a lot of guys, but also walk a lot of guys. Justin Schnell, the DH, is going to lead off the Sheboygan 5th. And then we'll roll back to the top of the order. Sheboygan's had some chances. They just haven't been able to get the clutch hit.
Still only 3 hits in the first 4 innings as that one hits him low.
Yeah, right in the leg. It hurt up here.
Back-to-back innings, the A's have their leadoff hitter on base. Couldn't take advantage of it last time.
Hey, guess what? Leadoff hitter reached in the 3rd, 4th, and now the 5th.
Third inning as well. All right, 3 in a row, and they've come up empty each and every time.
And this one was the most painful.
This one, he had to earn this one.
Yeah. Walker was the other guy that reached.
We could hear it up here, yeah.
He had struck out in the 3rd, but reached on that pass ball.
Oh, boy.
Oh, foul. Okay. Got down before Martin was able to run in and make the catch.
Martin didn't want to take a dive at it.
I think even the dive would have came up pretty short.
Yes. Sometimes it's just fun to dive, though. Now
just
they know
like
the bun's
that guy
coming.
Behind the dugout grabbing the ball from
Yes.
the little kids rolling on the grass. All right, runner on first. Nobody out.
Kind of sounded like he called him out almost. He said like 2 things instead of safe.
Actually, I think Nick is in the wrong position. He should be on the other side of second base.
Former umpire, you would know.
Normal situation, the base umpire with
On
the
the
man on
batter
first
side.
is to the other side of second base. As we're looking at it, be on the right side, yeah. No. Another pass ball by Lugo allows the Sheboygan runner to move up.
He thought about throwing to second, but there was no one there. They were just Kuda and Martin. They were just standing still. They had no intentions of even trying to cover.
Hey, if it's like that and it's only game 2, imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow.
Game 4?
Yeah.
Game 4 won't be as dark. It won't be as late at night, at least.
No. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch is down low. Good stop there by Lugo. Keep it from getting by him. Medina might be getting a little tired, Jordan. Hopefully,
seems to be. He's moving a little slower. Pitches aren't coming in as crisp.
Yeah. Put one right down the middle and let him whack at it.
He's only down 3-1 in the count because of the failed bunt attempt, and he just finds the outside corner for strike 2.
That was a good pitch. Full count now for Walker. Walker pops it down the left field line, but it's going to go foul, and neither the left fielder or the third baseman, Martin, were able to catch up with it.
We saw Arnold make that over-the-head diving catch over and right before.
Yeah, that was
but
in Game 1. That was a dandy.
Martin couldn't replicate it over and left.
Kruger was the left fielder who tried to come over and make the play and couldn't. Now Rodell is in the proper spot with a man on second.
He didn't even have to move.
Nope. Maybe that was the key. There's a line drive right to the shortstop. He makes a nice throw, but off the mark, and it gets by Arnold. Oh, Lugo did a great job of getting back.
Yeah, he wasn't even in
Arnold
position.
did a good job of chasing the ball down and making a play.
Chanel just didn't have the speed around the base pass. Not a bad send, but the ball bounced off the backstop, and that's how Arnold was able to get a hold of it. Sent it right back to Lugo, who was actually trying to play the ball as well, but Lugo came back, applied the tag, and that was history for Schnell. Took all the air out of Wildwood Park, and there wasn't a whole lot left in it anyways.
Well, there's still only one out. We got a man on second. All is not lost. Walker reaches second on a E6 Bill, and he goes to second. It's a 2-base error. Unfortunately, 3-2 on the putout at home. Ay, ay, ay. Not a bad send, right, Jordan?
No, I didn't think it was a bad send at all. I would have sent him.
Caught a bad break on the rebound.
That's all it was. And Arnold showing he can field the ball as well. I mean, he tried to make like the turnaround back way to tag him, and then when it went through his glove and on the backstop, he saw it all the way through and got the benefit of the doubt.
It wasn't even a benefit of the doubt. The guy was a dead duck at home.
Thankfully for him, Lugo went back because Lugo was trailing to the ball, and Arnold was looking his way the entire way, and if Lugo wouldn't have gone back, there would have been a little bit of chirping between those two. He's now stealing third. Got a great jump.
Stolen base for Walker. Count is 0-2 to Ross Christ. Get another excellent opportunity for Sheboygan to get a run.
Now
waiting on deck is Jacob Neese.
With a runner on third, umpire still good to stand there, or should
Yes.
he move back?
Yep, he's in the right spot.
Okay.
There's a drive out into center field. It's going to drop for a hit.
And the big part of
And
that
Chris
is the run
comes
coming
through
home.
with the RBI single, and Sheboygan only down 1 run. There's still only 1 out.
And we got an injury out in center field. I think it's just a cramp for Bowling out there. He's kind of teetering at that right leg.
Yeah. Everything looked normal, and all of a sudden I'm writing this, and you say he's down. It's hopefully he's okay.
I think it's just a cramp because now he's kind of walking around on it a little bit. He had to do a little stutter step because he was coming in for the ball and then he knew it was going to drop. So probably when he put the brakes on, that's when something went a little wrong.
You always have to wait because these guys are pretty quick on the ball, and yeah, he had to stop to play it on the hop. He wasn't going to get to it.
He seems to be all right, which is great because he's a huge defensive key out in center field for this Ripper squad.
The other thing is when you're the runner at third, you also got, you can't just take off. You got to make sure.
He did stop, he did wait, and then on a sac fly, it also would have been close as well because we know of his arm, and that was pretty shallow center. So Could have been an interesting situation, but now 1 on, 1 out, 1 is the deficit for the A's.
Christ is a stolen base threat. Keep an eye on him. Medina comes set.
He is indeed going, and there's a shot.
Deep left field. Kruger drifting, and makes the catch just in front of the warning track, and Ross has to go back.
Wild throw over to first, but it bounced off the backstop
there's
again.
Another case where they got a friendly bounce.
Wow.
Off the screen right back to Arnold, and Chris has to stay at first.
I have no idea why he was throwing that. I don't know why you would throw from short to first on that anyway. Chris was back, and he was very, very close to the bag. There was no need.
Yeah, Ross Christ had 18 stolen bases last year. Was only caught twice, so he is definitely a threat. I could see him going early in the count, giving Harry an opportunity for an RBI.
He went on the first pitch last time. Shift is on for Harry Stout. There he is going on the first pitch, advancing to second, and yes, indeed, in safe. Great slide with that lead leg.
You actually called it an inning or so ago about Lugo, not being their number one catcher, and then I mentioned I think part of that has to do with his inability to throw real well.
Good throw, probably guns him there.
Medina, I think, questioning the call of a ball on the first pitch.
Now we're bringing Nick Riddell into it.
Yeah, see what he saw. Okay.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be an intentional walk. Harry Stout will get his base, something that the A's didn't do to Arnold in the top half of the fifth. So now there's runners on first and second, 2 outs for Brady Zachariason coming to the plate. They'll ditch the shift. They'll all go back to their respective positions, and we act like all is well with 2 outs in the inning. They fear Harry Stout, that's for sure.
Defensive play too, because you got to force at any base now.
Well, now the stolen base from Christ is useless, because unless he's stealing third, you got a runner behind him.
Brady with a good cut, came up empty. Brady's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up, and then couldn't get him in as the next 3 hitters all struck out.
A's finally put that lead-off hitter getting on base to use. They got a run in the inning. They're looking for one more at least to tie it as there's a ball cracked foul.
That leadoff hitter was not the guy that scored.
That is true.
He should have scored. Doggone bounce off the fence.
It is. The leadoff runner is cursed. That's what it is. Leadoff guy getting on base.
Now you got to give credit to Arnold. He really chased that ball down quick, and then Lugo had the sense to get back to home plate and worked out for the Rippers, not for us. There's a line drive through for a base hit. Chris hustling around. Strong throw home is not in time. He's safe, and the runners move up to second and third. Oh, Kruger showing a good arm and left, but it wasn't good enough. Coming around to score was Ross Christen. We're tied.
There's one thing to say about this Rippers. They have a very, very strong outfield. Doesn't matter where they are. They throw the ball anywhere, and they have great arms to home. They don't utilize the cutoff. They go straight to home. This one, another very, very close call, but the wheel's paying off, and we've got a tie ball game.
Lorbecki's up. Lorbecki has a hit, and he scored a run back in the second. I like him being up there in this situation.
Potentially a pitching change, unless they're just going to talk things over.
We don't have Medina's pitch count, but it's up there. We could visibly tell he's not the same pitcher he was the first 4 innings for sure.
You got to give credit to Sheboygan for taking advantage of that. I mean, you look in the past few innings, they have situations where they can do something with it. Now finally here in the bottom half of the fifth, they're putting all that frustration to use.
Of the 3 runs we have, 2 of them came with 2-out singles, so they're hitting in the clutch. See if we can get one more clutch hit.
One hit could score 2.
Nice breaking pitch by Medina in that inside corner for a strike. think he had Lorbecki. Looks like he's pretty tight on the home plate, and
Yeah, he had to
caught him
back
by
off
surprise.
on that one, yeah.
He backed out, and the pitch went in for a strike.
Harry
taking
yeah.
a little bit bigger lead than maybe we would like. Lugo able to keep it around home plate.
Just trying to test him and see if he's going to throw over to third, which could lead to a wild throw.
One ball and one strike. There's 2 outs. We have runners on second and third. We've tied it up with 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. We being the Sheboygan A's.
That was a great pitch to hit for Lorbecki and came up empty. 1 strike left here in the bottom half of the 5th. Out of sight, out of mind. Short-term memory. Hit the next one.
Way to hang in there, Caleb. Medina looked pretty good on that pitch, Jordan. He looked like he had pretty good
heating
zip
up.
on
He's
it.
getting the one final wind in him. I'm assuming this will be his last inning, unless the Rippers really have no other arms. Not quite sure. We're as intrigued as you all are to see what they do with their pitching staff moving forward.
Be interesting to see who Sheboygan brings out. They called a balk.
Wow. That's our second balk of the day, but this one scores a run.
It might have been that he didn't pause. I'm not sure. But a balk has been called, and a run comes in. And we still have a runner on third. And Lorbecki's still up with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Oh, my.
A 3-run inning for Sheboygan, able to put them on top. They came down from a 3-0 deficit in the first game. Now they were just down 3-1, and they're able to put up 3 runs together. Big pitch.
Pitch comes in low. Evens the count at 2-2. Chicago not happy.
Well, he called that one earlier. Don't remember what team it was for, but he called a low inside pitch a strike. This one, I guess, too far in.
Sheboygan on top 4-3, scoring 3 times in the 5th. Lorbecki follows that one straight back. Making Medina work, and I'd be surprised if he came out to pitch the 6th.
Yeah, I can't see it unless they have absolutely no one.
Bill and CJ would be surprised if he came out to pitch the 6th. Only 82 pitches for Medina. That's not bad. Drive out to left. Kruger racing back. Bolig gives way. And Kruger makes the catch out in deep left, but not before Sheboygan comes up with 3 runs in the 5th and now lead the Rippers 4-3.
Keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer.
When a Bud Light legend comes back, they do it carrying a squeaky beach chair, an inflatable dolphin, and a cooler full of perfectly chilled Bud Light on hot sand, wearing only one flip-flop. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
You serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Hopefully that pencil has an eraser, because Brad Rhineflesh still in this game. Going to pitch the 6th inning. Over 100 pitches on the day through 5, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's staying in.
I think his next start is going to be in July.
Middle of August.
We're going to head to the top of the 6th inning. Brad Reinflesch still pitching for Sheboygan, and he'll be facing his counterpart, Julio Medina.
Well, I mean, if Reinflesch stays in, Medina's staying in too then, probably.
Yeah, he ain't one up in me. Well, Medina actually has a pretty nice pitch count for
and he got better as that 5th inning went on.
Under 90s and in the high 80s now, but I thought it'd be much higher. First pitch is a good fastball for a strike. Sheboygan on top, 4-3. Getting some clutch hitting tonight from the A's.
Nearly caught him inside, but able to get out of the way is Medina.
Definitely want to get out of the way when it's at your head.
Especially if you're a pitcher.
Especially if you're a human being.
Mm-hmm. I'm everything.
No, director. That'd be the director.
I direct, I produce, I talk, I do scoreboard.
But you don't
I do
keep
ads.
the score.
I leave that one for you. You and your weird scorekeeping over there. Just 2.
Oh,
beautiful.
There's a dandy on the outside corner. Looked like a slider. And Medina caught looking for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. We can get...
We have a 3rd one, but I don't know if it's working or not.
You know, if we can get these outs in consecutive order, we'll never have to see Arnold again.
This is very true. It's a big
1,
if.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's before Medina's out, he would be 8. We need 6 outs. That gives us 1 base runner to play with.
It's not out of the question.
Lorbecki out talking to Reinflesch. We don't know what this is all about.
Yeah. We could. I think the microphone connects to the camera, though. To this one. Yeah.
We
Just
can't see if anybody's warming
what?
up in the A's bullpen. That's beyond our view. Julio Medina is right in front of us. You can see him, number 25.
Oh, yeah, right
Came
there.
to talk to some of his friends in the stands. He just was called out on strikes. Interesting. We don't usually see players in the stands like this. Hopefully he's okay. First pitch to the next hitter. Lugo is a strike.
Beautiful. Reinflesch getting better as this game's going on.
Now. Keep it up.
Smart idea to step out and just try and get anything going his way. Down 0-2 in the count. 2 beautiful pitches. Now Reinflesch going to step off.
Brad has hung in there all night. Worked out of a couple of jams, especially in the 5th inning. Still looks good. He's throwing hard, throwing free and easy.
Oh, just missed.
I wish I had one of those rubber arms. Hey, breaking ball, slider again. And this time it's Lugo goes down on strikes. 11 Ks for Brad Reinflesch.
Well, he had 12 in the Play Ball Championship. He's got to reach that.
That brings up the number 8 hitter, Royce Kruger. Tries to do the backhand. Throw is...
Here he had to do the splits for it, but couldn't come up with
the base
it.
runner, it came up lame. He pulled something. Kruger's down. He beat the throw. It's going to be an infield hit. Hopefully he's all right. I tell you, Chicago did not have a lot of players to start with. They can't afford to be having people getting hurt.
And that's what you were saying in the first game. Hopefully for them, they've got a few more coming down tomorrow or something like that to help out a little bit. But if not, Harry really laid out. He did the whole splits trying to go for it.
I didn't see a trainer here tonight either. Kruger's still down.
They're going to help him up.
For the Rippers, that was only their third hit of the ball game. Sheboygan coming off the field. Wonder if we're calling it a night.
I think we are.
Tim Moyer is going to go over and talk to Nick Rodell. Hope they let us know what's up. You want to go down and check? Whoops. If it's a out call at first, that ends the inning, which would send Sheboygan in to bat.
Yeah, so it's just going to end the inning, I think. And we got then we got number 10. We got Farrell coming to pitch, I believe.
Sarah, ask him what's up. If you can. Sheila.
Sarah.
She still turned around. Sorry about that.
I think what we have is a called out over there, and then because Farrell's coming out to pitch, number 10. The game's going on, and we've got a new pitcher for Chicago. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
Hopefully we'll have it sorted out by then.
Cool water personal hand sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Last year's financial year, excuse me.
Sometimes you need to get out.
The great outdoors.
Free pickup's easy. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
Well, we've sorted it out. The runner at first, Kruger, was out to end the inning. And Joe Farrell is now in to pitch for the Rippers. And the first batter he'll face is Riley Palmquist.
Potentially just one inning of work for Farrell if the score stands here. Well, the score could move here, and then the Rippers don't come back in the top half of the 7th. But Farrell, not the end of the world for him. He's just got to try and keep this within striking distance for the Rippers in the top half of the 7th.
Farrell's first pitch is a bit outside for a ball. Palmquist looking for his first hit in this ball game.
He's 10. Good speed on these pitches.
Julio Medina went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Walked 2, struck out 8. Had a nice outing. It's a line drive out to Bolig, and he makes the catch.
He's kind of leaning Farrell with his leg kick a little bit, and it's getting out in front of him, and his pitches are ending up lower than anticipated, so we'll keep an eye on if he can adjust that leg.
Cooper Gussie. Look like Medina's at third now.
Yeah, I was going to say there's like
Looks
four
like Martin
different
is
fielding
now catching.
adjustments.
First pitch to Gussie is a strike.
Fly out, yeah.
Well, if Farrell doesn't have to throw too many pitches in this ball game, he might be good to go tomorrow.
Nice check swing, foul.
Good hustle by Mike Martin. Just like the Mike Martin up in the booth used to do. Good hustle.
You can't compare yourself to him.
No, I'm comparing him to me.
It's true. A little hesitation like
pop
because
up
this one's way out.
Behind home plate, Martin throws the mask away and makes the one-handed catch.
That's tough to do. All of a sudden coming in as catcher here in the bottom half of the sixth, takes all the gear off and gets the pop out.
The only guy that can do stuff like that is someone named Mike Martin.
You ever catch back in your day?
No.
No? I was a catcher for a little bit.
Okay, quick quiz. Who's the last left-handed major leaguer to catch in a major league game?
I don't even know.
Mike Squires, White Sox. There's a drive by Jimmy.
Boy.
Deep left center. Bullock back. He can't get it. It's off the fence. And Jimmy's going to pull up at second with a stand-up double. Oh, that ball was smacked.
I thought it was gone, but it held up. Maybe a chance for 3 if he wanted it, but stops at 2. Stand-up double. 2 on, 2 out. Or pardon me, a runner on second with 2 outs. Now for the top of the order, Gus Walker.
Jurgensen was a pinch hitter for Schnell this at bat. That brings up Walker. Now, we talked at the beginning of the game about how Walker, Bennett Becker, courtesy or pinch running for Jimmy. But we were talking about Walker and how he moved from number 9 all the way to the top of the order. In the first game, he was 3 for 4. So what has he got going in this game? An 0 for 3.
It's you said it. That's the
Time for
problem.
You said it.
You said it.
You
there he
said
got
it.
hit. Does that help? I don't
You
think
said
I don't think the getting
all
hit
right,
by a
I'll
pitch
fess
brings
up.
the
I
average
said
up.
it. Gus hit by a pitch. Puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. You sure it wasn't you?
That's just baseball, though. That's how it works. You can do so well somewhere, and then you make a little adjustment, and at the end of the day, it costs you.
Yeah. And they always say, baseball's a game of streaks. You have a good game, you have a bad game.
I hope we see him in the 9-hole tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully keep the good games more in number than the bad games. 2 outs, 2 on. Christ rips a ball out into right field. Lugo can't make the play. 1 run will score. That's Becker pinch running for Jurgensen scores. Walker goes all the way to third on the hit to right. Chris not waiting around. Sent it out there now. Sheboygan up by 2 runs. It's 5-3. And Jacob is overdue. Jordan, he's 0 for 3. Hit the ball real nice his last at bat, but was caught by the left fielder.
Hasn't been the same since that play ball tournament, those first 3 days where he was the MVP.
That's what I'm talking. You get your hot streaks and your cold streaks.
That's baseball.
Yeah, exactly. But time to break out of it, just like Jimmy did.
Going to second,
Ball
now
gets
they're going to be able
away.
to send him home.
Pass ball by Martin. And they're going to get the runner on first, Christ, out at third on a 2-5. And that ends the inning, but not before Sheboygan comes up with another run. After 6 complete, it's 6-3 Sheboygan.
January, February, into March and April. Same way through. Every single second, every minute, every hour. All the whole year through. It is intense right here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's a lot of lemons.
Well, you know what they say when life gives you lemons.
We know the saying, Mark.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot. Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the queen?
Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Getting ready to start 7th inning action with Sheboygan battling back. They were down 2-1 and then 3-1. They took the lead in the 5th with 3 runs and added to that 2 more runs in the 6th. They now lead 6-3. Rindfleisch has been very tough in this ball game, and he continues to pitch, coming out over 100 pitches thrown easily. 107. He's going to come out and try to finish it off.
Little of a delay as Mike Martin has lost his bat. Something about them Mike Martins.
Yeah, really. What a guy.
You never wait on the batter. It's usually you're waiting for the catcher or an umpire even, or maybe the pitcher doing something. But Mike Martin with a situation, now he's getting his gloves on. He'll be ready to go.
Keep talking. I'm trying to fill this pitching sheet out.
He's not even going to take a warm-up swing, is he? There's a little half swing.
Hey, speaking of warm-up swings.
He
you know
is.
who doesn't take warm-up swings before they bat?
Who?
For the Brewers?
For the Brewers? McCutcheon.
I mean, he's even standing in the warm-up thing and he doesn't take practice swings.
Who is it?
Christian Yelich.
Yelich? Maybe that's why he slumps.
He did that all last year, too. Of course, he didn't hit very good last year either.
No, that's what I'm saying.
First pitch is a strike. Rindfleisch looking very good out there on the hill.
Yelly was looking good to start the year, and then all of a sudden he just went back to mediocrity. Beautiful.
Just a little bit outside. Lorbecki tried to pull it in, but Chuck Rogers, the home plate umpire, wasn't having any of that. Well, Bill, unless we get some really strange occurrences, this could be Mike Martin's last chance at making the 3rd out in an inning. He's got 5 of them today.
That's what Bill said the holdup was. He's used to batting last in the inning, not leading off.
Yeah, he wasn't ready.
No.
You mean I got to lead off?
He's like, wait, I'm not in the hole?
There's not 2 outs?
You guys go ahead of me.
Called strike 3. Martin never got the bat off his shoulders that time.
Has he reached base all day?
Oh, God. Let's not get into that. No, he hasn't.
I didn't think so.
But I'll tell you, he's done some nice things.
No, he has. And then coming into
when he's batting.
Yes, coming into catch all of a sudden in the bottom half of the 6th. That's going to throw a guy off.
Last half inning on that foul ball. One-handed grab. That's the other thing, you know, when you catch all the time, you got that maneuver where you take the mask and the helmet off all together.
And he did it twice.
He got the mask, and then he had to flip the helmet off.
I think he had a hat. I think he had a hat under, too.
It could have been. Sure it wasn't a dew cap?
I don't know anymore.
So, these guys have heard this story before, Jordan, but I played with this guy. As a matter of fact, he's the A's Hall of Famer, Dick Rasmussen. Played a lot of catcher. And there was a foul ball in an A's game, and he takes his mask off, finds the ball, throws the mask away so he won't trip over it, nails the on-deck batter right in the teeth.
Oh, no. The teeth?
Well, in the mouth.
Yeah. That takes talent. Usually you just, like, chuck it off to the ground.
So there he took out 2 guys in one play. Caught the foul ball and nailed the on-deck batter.
Definitely not on purpose.
Well, you'd like to think so. Pitch is inside, and bowling is on again. He is the one guy we can afford to put on. Well, maybe not. Nope.
Maybe not.
1, 2. Yep. We got to get the next 2 guys to not face Arnold. And we got to keep these guys off of base, otherwise he represents.
I was going to say, you never know. These two get on, and then Arnold comes to the plate, and it's 7-6.
Arnold is 0 for 2 in the ball game with a walk.
Well, now that you said it.
I know, I shouldn't maybe said anything. But Rindfleisch has handled him pretty well, I think, given those circumstances.
He's cooled down since his big day one or game one with 2 home runs. Put the team on his back. Hasn't had the chance to do that.
Rindfleisch still dealing out there for Sheboygan. Rolling around a little over 110 pitches.
Just another day in the office for Rindfleisch.
Really. Waiting on deck is Mike Kuda. Kuda's had a really nice day for the Rippers. We'll be right back here tomorrow with a 1 o'clock doubleheader. Look forward to bringing you the ball games tomorrow on live stream if you can't make it here to the ballpark. Healthy cut and a miss by Ludwig.
Meyer Family Day tomorrow. Bring the kids. 12 and under, general admission, free ticket. Get some autographs in between the games. Have some grilled cheese. We're going to have a grilled cheese stand. Kids can run the bases after the doubleheader. Come on down. You won't regret it. Get some good baseball as well. 2 games for the price of 1.
I got some good news for you, Jordan. 13 Ks.
He has surpassed 12.
Past 12.
Granted, he did the 12 in just 5 innings, but 13 Ks is a monstrous performance.
Kuda with a good cut, fouled it straight back. The crew will all be back. Bill on the field mic, CJ on the audio enhancements and announcements. There's a long drive to left. Cooper Gussie's got it and makes a catch. And that ends the ball game. Sheboygan takes game 2 of the doubleheader 6-3 and sweeps the Chicago Rippers. This game ends up Sheboygan wins it 6-3. Chicago had 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. Sheboygan 6 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. The winning pitcher is Brad Rindfleisch. The losing pitcher was Julio Medina. And it was a real interesting ball game, and Jordan and I look forward to bringing you the games tomorrow. Again, a 1 o'clock start tomorrow. That does it for us. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.